With the Celtics season being over for a little bit now, I thought I would give my player grades for the 2025 Boston Celtics season. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting with Jayson Tatum, although it ended in the worst possible fashion, I am still going to give him an A for this year. He's basically improved every single year he's been in the NBA. Specifically this year, his playmaking and passing has been absolutely incredible, and I'm hoping that when he gets back from the injury, he'll be able to reach this point again. Next up is Jaylen Brown, and I'm going to be giving him a B-. Throughout the season, he did regress a little bit from last year, mostly his three-point shooting. He did play the end of the regular season and the playoffs with a torn meniscus, so I guess you can give him a little bit of a pass there. However, next year is going to be important because he's going to be the number one option on the Celtics, and it's going to be interesting how he takes advantage of that. Next up is Kristaps Porzingis, and I don't think you can give him anything higher than a C here. He had a pretty rough season this year. Coming back from the injury sustained in the playoffs this year to once he did come back having this mysterious illness that zapped him of all of his basketball ability was pretty hard to watch, and this is most likely going to be his last season with the Celtics, and I wish it could have ended in better fashion. However, it just didn't happen that way. Next up is Derek White, and I'm going to be giving him an A. He broke the Celtics record for three-pointers in a season, and overall had his best offensive season of his NBA career, with his defense taking a small step back, but it's going to be interesting how he fares as the main number 2 option on the Celtics next year, with Tatum being out. Next up is Jrue Holiday, and I'm going to be giving him a B-. He regressed from last year a lot, specifically his three-point shooting, and his corner three-point shooting was a big issue for the Celtics offense for most of the year this year, and although I would absolutely love to have him back because I love Jrue Holiday, his contract is kind of making it impossible, so this might have been his last season with the Celtics, and if it has been an amazing ride with Jrue Holiday. Next up is Al Horford, and I'm going to be giving him a B. Now, it's really hard to put any real expectations on a 38-year-old, but Horford has defied Father Time for most of his career so far, and although he did start to show signs of slowing down really in his three-point shooting as well as in the playoffs this year, he still showed flashes of his prime Al Horford self, and he is a free agent this year, so if it is his last season with the Celtics, I hope he doesn't go to another team, and if he does retire, then it's been an absolutely incredible run for Horford, and I can't wait to see his jersey hanging up in the rafters. Next up is Payton Pritchard, and I'm going to be giving him an A. You kind of have to give him an A when he won Sixth Man of the Year this year and played at a level that I don't think anybody would have imagined when he first got drafted to the Celtics. Now, next year, he is going to be maybe the starting point guard for the team, so with a even bigger role, it's going to be really interesting how Payton Pritchard performs, and I think he's up for the challenge. Next up is Sam Hauser, and I'm going to be giving him a C for this year. After coming off of the best year of his career last year, he really struggled with injuries and inconsistency with his three-point shot, and his defense at times was pretty awful. He might not be on the team next year because of his salary. However, I would still want to bring him back just because he has never shot below 40% from three in his career, and I think he can bounce back next year. Next up, we have Luke Cornett, and I'm going to be giving him an A-. Now, if there was one player that I could say was the most improved player on the Celtics, I would give it to Cornett. He had an absolutely incredible year from last year where he could not even grab a rebound to this year. Winning the Celtics a playoff game with his defense and rebounding and hustle has been absolutely an amazing story that the Celtics have been able to develop him, and he's going to get a bag this offseason, whether it comes from the Celtics or it comes from another team, and I really hope the Celtics can bring him back because he was going to be absolutely huge to this team next year if he does come back. Next up, we have Neemias Queta, and I'm going to be giving him a C+. Now, early in the year, he showed signs of maybe being a legit rotation piece on the Celtics team. However, as the year gone on, inconsistency and kind of lack of being in the right place at the right time really hurt Neemias Queta, and I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how he develops. Hopefully, he can maybe turn into a guy kind of like Cornett, but I don't really know what we're going to get out of him, and I guess we're just going to have to see. Next up, we have Jordan Walsh, and I'm going to be giving him a C. Now, I might be a little disappointed in Jordan Walsh this year. Now, I expected him to take a bigger leap than he did. However, I still think he's young. He has time to make this leap, but he needs to develop a consistent three-point shot if he's going to be a legit rotation player on this team. And with Tatum out next year, there's going to be open minutes at the wing position, and he's going to have a chance to fulfill them, and hopefully he's able to, because I think his defense is going to be absolutely elite. His three-point shot just needs to be there. Next up, we have Baylor Shyman, and I'm going to be giving him a B-. He had a pretty solid rookie season. Now, in the beginning of the year, he had a hard time. It looked like he was struggling to even be on the court. However, after spending time in the G League, he came back and looked pretty impressive. He had some pretty impressive passing skills that a whole lot of people probably didn't think he had. And honestly, if he can become a consistent three-point shooter, and he can be a legit catch-and-shoot guy, as well as being a dog on defense, I think Baylor Shyman is going to be a legitimate rotation player on this team for years to come. Next up is Xavier Tillman, and I'm going to be giving him a D. Now, after Game 3 of the NBA Finals last year, I would have thought Tillman would have taken over more of an Al Horford role as time went on. However, he just never really saw the court. He was a reserve for most of the season, whether he was dealing with an injury or not, and I'm kind of disappointed. I thought he would have been more with the Celtics. He is a free agent this year, and I don't think he's going to come back. But, yeah, I kind of wish Tillman was more, but it just kind of never happened. Next up, we have J.D. Davidson. Now, I want to preface this by saying he did win the G League MVP this year, and that's super impressive. However, this grade is based on what he did with the Celtics, and with that, I have to give him a D. Once again, this is his third season in a row being kind of a G League two-way guy, and he did get a legitimate contract at the end of this year. However, I just don't really see a future where he becomes a legit rotation player with the Celtics. I really hope he is, but right now, with what he's been showing in the limited time he's had, I just don't see it. And finally, we have Tory Craig. I'm going to be giving him a C-. Now, he did come in halfway through the year, and when he did play, it wasn't really impressive at all. His three-point shooting kind of fell off a cliff. However, he was an A-plus teammate, and I'm never going to take that away from him, so that's why he's getting a C-. So those are all of my grades for the Boston Celtics players this year. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with, and thank you everybody for watching. Have a great day.